A major whistleblower has just stepped forward, and what they're saying blows the lid off of who was really running the Biden administration. Forget the speeches, forget the photo ops, because according to this bombshell, it wasn't Joe Biden calling the shots. It was a secretive circle of allies who ran the presidency like a shadow operation. And now it's all starting to come out. But before we get into this story, please be sure to like, comment, and share Explain America. We appreciate you helping get the word out on common sense journalism. Now, let's get to the story. DOJ pardon attorney Ed Martin just confirmed that a whistleblower has come forward in the Biden auto pen scandal, and the names they dropped are huge. According to Martin, the individuals behind the scenes used the auto pen to push through controversial pardons, including Ron Klain, Biden's former chief of staff, Anita Dunn, longtime White House advisor, Bob Bauer, Biden's personal attorney, Steve Ricchetti, senior counselor, and even Jill Biden herself. That's the alleged inner circle. They weren't just advising Biden. They were the ones reportedly coordinating the approvals, signing documents by machine, and running major decisions through an operation that's now under investigation. Martin also confirmed that investigators found the same machine-generated signature, the infamous AutoPen, on pardons for Anthony Fauci and Mark Milley.
I just know that I can't trust them. And I can't trust them when it comes to their treatment, the FBI's treatment of whistleblowers. They did terrible things to whistleblowers. And now people want to say, oh, the whistleblowers were this and that and the other thing. I don't trust anything that I hear, except when you say they were under the Biden administration and it was the FBI. I don't trust it. And so that in particular with the Michigan situation is something that has to be remedied. And I believe it will. I wish it was faster, Brianna. I wish it had already been happened, but I've been on the job as a pardon attorney for about 5 days, so I'll get on it as quick as I can. I promise.
Well, I appreciate that. And I also appreciate you bringing up the whistleblowers because, Steve Friend, Garrett O'Boyle, those are two men who I am trying to fight
Yeah,
for and bring back into the agencies because these are
I
great
know.
men. And
They are.
the people I'm talking to are telling me that there's been false information handed throughout the FBI about these men, and they're trying their very best to go after their character. And I know that Dan Bongino and Kash Patel, obviously the director and the deputy director, are friends and they're allies as well. So I do have faith that they will make things right on that front. These two men need to be brought back. These are the type of people who could help you purge the corruption from these agencies, and so they should be at the forefront of all this. And
Yeah,
so I
look,
think it's crazy.
I met about this. I met on this yesterday. I one of my my day 4 of my job. I met yesterday on this topic of the whistleblowers, and we're going to fix it. And we're going to fix it because these guys are patriots, and I can tell you that you mentioned Dan and Cash, that they're on our side. I mean, there's things working through, and I guess I'll just say this. I have one speed, and my speed is fast, and so we'll get it worked out, and it'll be better for the country, as you point out. Highly trained, highly capable people that have gone through the fires. I'm working with a guy here who went through the January 6th stuff. He was targeted, and he's a first-rate guy. And when you've been through the fires, there's no comparison to people that have been through the fires. They're hardened, they're ready to do good things, and they love America. And so, we're working on it, and you're going to be happy, Brianna, and you're going to deserve a lot of credit. I'll come back on your show and say Brianna didn't give up on these guys, and that's why everybody remembered we got to come back and pick them up. So thank you for doing that.
Let that sink in. Automated signatures used to quietly clear the records of some of the most controversial figures in the Biden era. And this is just the beginning. Ed Martin, now serving as President Trump's weaponization czar, says he's also been meeting about bringing back the FBI whistleblowers who were sidelined during Biden's term. That means more names, more leaks, and possibly more accountability. The story's moving fast and the implications are enormous. And the people who once told us Joe Biden was fully in charge are starting to get very, very quiet. Please be sure to like, comment, and share Explain America. We appreciate your support. This has been Kyle Becker with Explain America.